Whites faithful, brace yourselves. The champagne has barely dried from our glorious championship title celebrations, and already the drama is exploding behind the scenes at Elland Road. While you're still buzzing from that magnificent 100-point season that sent us back to the Premier League, where we belong, 3 absolutely seismic stories have just dropped that will have every single member of the United faithful on the edge of their seats. I'm talking about a championship legend who's causing Daniel Farke a nightmare headache that could derail our entire Premier League preparations. Then there's the shocking departure that's left us scrambling for solutions just weeks before the big kickoff. And finally, the transfer saga that could either be our masterstroke or our biggest missed opportunity, with a world-class playmaker who's just handed us the keys to victory. Smash that like button if you're ready for this roller coaster. Hit subscribe because this is going to be one hell of a ride, and drop a comment below with your predictions because what I'm about to reveal will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about our summer transfer strategy. The Whites are about to face their biggest test since returning to the Promised Land, and trust me, what happens next will define whether we're building a team to survive or a team to thrive in the Premier League. Ready for the first bombshell that's got Farke pulling his hair out? Let's dive in. Right, United faithful, here's the first absolute bombshell that's got everyone at Thorpe Arch in complete panic mode, and it's about a player most of you probably forgot was even still on our books. Jack Harrison. Remember him? The winger who disappeared to Everton faster than you could say Sam Allardyce and has been nothing short of a disaster on Merseyside for the past 2 seasons. Well, guess what? He's back. And according to transfer expert Graham Bailey, we've got ourselves a proper problem on our hands. Picture this. Harrison spent 2 seasons at Goodison Park, and what did he achieve? 1 goal, 1 bloody goal in his 2nd season. The lad who once had 55 chances created in a single Premier League campaign for us has been so catastrophically poor that even the Everton fans don't want him permanently. David Moyes won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. But here's where it gets absolutely mental. Harrison still has 3 years left on his contract with us. 3 years at $225,000 per week. The 49ers are stuck with a player who's forgotten how to find the back of the net, and with every club in Europe watching his pathetic performances, nobody's willing to pay anywhere near the $30 million we were once demanding. Leeds have got a problem with Harrison, Bailey told Leeds United News. He's got a big contract, pretty sizable. He'll either get loaned or he'll play for Leeds again. I don't think Leeds' squad is of the strength that you can really rubbish the idea of him not coming back. Think about this for a second, Whites. We're trying to build a squad capable of surviving the Premier League, and we might be forced to rely on a player who went 13 months without scoring. The same player who was once our creative heartbeat might now be the albatross around our neck. Farke's got some serious thinking to do because another loan move means we're paying his wages for nothing in return, just like Everton did, but bringing him back means gambling on a player whose confidence is shot to pieces and whose form has been abysmal. Could this be the signing that nobody wants but everyone has to live with? The summer transfer window is about to get a lot more complicated. But wait, United faithful, if you thought the Harrison situation was a headache, buckle up because the second story is about to blow your minds completely. Our beloved Junior Firpo, the Dominican wizard who gave us 10 assists and 4 goals in our title-winning campaign, has officially left the building. The left-back who marauded down that flank like a man possessed, who scored that unforgettable goal at Bramall Lane that sent thousands of travelling Whites into absolute raptures, has walked away from Elland Road as a free agent. Leeds offered him a new contract, but it was nowhere near the wages he was earning when he first arrived from Barcelona in 2021. The club's statement was emotional. He's magic, don't you know? His name is Junior Firpo. But sentiment doesn't pay the bills, and now he's heading back to Real Betis, where his heart has always been. This leaves us with a massive hole at left back, just as we're preparing for the Premier League. Sam Byram's future is uncertain, and suddenly Daniel Farke is looking at starting the season with no recognised left back. Can you imagine the panic at Thorpe Arch right now? But here's where it gets interesting. Ben Chilwell from Chelsea has been offered to us on loan. The England international, earning $225,000 per week, has fallen down the pecking order at Stamford Bridge and spent the second half of last season at Crystal Palace. Gareth Southgate once described him as aggressive, exactly the kind of mentality we need for a relegation scrap. His people have offered him to a number of clubs. Leeds are one of them, reveals transfer expert Bailey. His wages are an issue, but Chelsea are willing to do a deal. A loan deal is an option, possibly with an option, but not essential. The alternative is Gabriel Gudmundsson from Lille. the Swedish international who's been our primary target. At 26, he's got Champions League experience and is available for a reasonable fee since his contract expires in 2026. But Chilwell brings Premier League pedigree and knows exactly what it takes to survive in the top flight. The question is, do we go for the proven Premier League warrior or the emerging Swedish star? Either way, we need to move fast because pre-season is just around the corner. And now, White's faithful, for the absolute climax of this transfer trilogy, the story that could either be our salvation or our greatest regret. Gustavo Holmer, the Sheffield United magician who was named Championship Player of the Season despite his team's failure to get promoted. The Brazilian-born playmaker who Daniel Farke has been chasing like a man obsessed, and who could be the difference between Premier League, survival, and another heartbreaking relegation. Here's the kicker that will have you jumping out of your seats. Hamer wants to come to Leeds. Despite interest from PSV Eindhoven and their Champions League football, the Dutch outlet soccernews.nl confirms that Hamer prefers a move to the Premier League over PE. This is huge. The player who was once spotted at Elland Road earlier this season, whose £13 million valuation from the Blades last summer supposedly unsettled him, is now practically begging for the chance to pull on the white shirt and showcase his talents in the Premier League. Sheffield United won $18 million for their star man, a player who has 2 years left on his contract and is desperate for top-flight football. For a club like Leeds, fresh from winning the Championship title with 100 points, this is absolutely attainable. Graham Bailey has confirmed that he expects Leeds to sign either Hamer or Emi Buendia this summer. Think about what this means. We're not just talking about survival anymore, we're talking about adding genuine Premier League quality to our squad. After we already signed Jayden Bogle from Sheffield United, the Blades tried to get their revenge by putting out fake stories about Joel Pirro being included in bids for Hamer. Well, that backfired spectacularly. Pirro won the Golden Boot and we won the title. Now we're coming back for their prized asset. Can you imagine Hamer pulling the strings in midfield at Elland Road? The same player who terrorized Championship defenses all season could be the creative genius who keeps us in the Premier League and builds something special for the future. Final thoughts. The summer that will define our destiny. United faithful, what an absolutely mental few days this has been. From the Harrison headache that's keeping Farke awake at night, to the Firpo farewell that's left us scrambling for solutions, to the Hamer hope that could transform our entire season, this summer is shaping up to be absolutely crucial for our Premier League survival. The harsh reality is this: all 6 teams promoted to the Premier League in recent seasons have suffered immediate relegation. We're walking into a survival battle from day one, and these 3 stories prove that our summer transfer business will make or break our top flight campaign. Will Harrison become our unexpected savior or our expensive burden? Can we solve the left-back crisis with a Chelsea cast-off or a Swedish sensation? And most importantly, will we finally land the creative mastermind who could be the difference between relegation and establishing ourselves as a Premier League force? The clock is ticking, the pressure is mounting, and the Whites are about to discover whether we're building a team capable of defying the odds or destined to become another Championship promotion statistic. What do you think, Whites faithful? Should we take a punt on Harrison's redemption? Are you Team Chilwell or Team Goodmanson? And is Hamer the missing piece that completes our Premier League puzzle? Smash that like button if you're as excited as I am about this summer. Subscribe for all the latest transfer bombshells and let me know in the comments which of these stories has got you most excited or worried about our Premier League return. We're back where we belong, and these 3 stories will shape whether we stay there. Mott.